Welcome to the weekly roundup on SA Footballer TV. It's Division 1 time. Welcome, Luke Hosey.
Yeah, welcome. How are you, TJ?
Good, mate. Congratulations. Your SA Footballer TV network is, well and truly, it's 101,000 views now.
Just over 101. When we started off, 2 years ago, we didn't probably know how it was going to start off. We started off there at the Port Footy Club in the change rooms, and no one even really knew what I had in the back of my head, and all of a sudden...
no one does, mate. Well done, mate, on following through your ideas and getting a good team together, and to all our great sponsors and everyone that supports us, and the live calls, it's all good fun, mate, and we're just here to talk about grassroots footy, really, aren't we?
People like the idea of the videos, watching the videos. They watch our film of the games, they listen to our broadcast, so I mean, we're doing something right. So.
Yep. You're on the wrong game, mate. You'll have to catch up with me. We're starting, it was round 18, of course, in Division 1. It was Salisbury North and St Peters merely playing for pride. These two teams are going back to Division 2 next year. And it was Salisbury North finishing off the season with a win. Yeah. Salisbury North 14-15-99. Spockers 11-8-74. It was only 9 points difference at three-quarter time. Salisbury North at home gave their home fans something to cheer about. On the back of Solly kicking 4, Lawler kicking 3, and they had 7 other individual goal kickers. Better players were, is it Benny Wiles?
Yeah, Benny was in early. I was interviewing him early. He was interviewed earlier. Yes.
Wagner, Mikey Clinch, Brad Johansson, and Dion Lawler. For St Peters.
Yeah, Trenorden kicked 3, the big fella up forward. Owen
She's not big, apparently.
Gee, I would have thought 6'3" was a fair size.
Is he 6'3"?
Yeah, I would have thought he's that. Yeah. I was 36-3, yeah. We did the game this year between Teacher Gully and St Peters, and I thought he was about 6'3".
Oh yeah, we did too.
Yeah, he actually played at centre back that day. So
carry on. I thought I got told off for calling him big by someone at the place. Maybe must have been someone else.
He's a thick set too. So Sharp kicked 2, Kelly kicked 2, then singles with Hazeman, Fotheringham, Calabrese, the captain, and Roberts. Better players, Obbs, that little Harry Cudmore we saw that day was very good.
Creative, quick.
Hazeman, Jordan Lockwood and Tommy Fotheringham. So these two clubs heading back to Division 2, and I know Salisbury North are keen to come straight back. I was talking to young Benny Wiles today, and they're very keen to head straight back.
Oh, I think if they can get their discipline right in all grades, they'll be certainly straight back into Division 1. Let's move on to the other game that didn't have any bearing on the finals, because these two teams could only finish where they were going to finish, really. It was Adelaide Uni and Prince Alfred Old Collegian, so Adelaide Uni had missed the finals and Prince Alfred always going to finish second or third. Adelaide Uni 12-7-79 with no match for the Prince Alfred juggernaut that just gains momentum each week. 20 goals, 10-1-30, so a really solid 51-point win there. For the Reds, it was Castry with 5, Seables with 4, Dalwood with 3, Bartlett with 2, Brinsley with 2, and 4 other players with 1. Better players were Brock Castry, Will Dalwood, Bartlett, Seables, Well, and Greats. Not Cam Greats, but the other Greats.
He's a star, that Cam Greats.
Yeah, he's been best players nearly every week. Got 2 best on grounds in a row there. And
slippery and a very, very good live wire midfielder forward.
Yep. For Uni, please, host.
Yeah, best players are Langridge, Cameron, Taylor, Seb Painter, Offie, Cunningham. Goal kickers, Langridge kicked 3, Parker kicked 2, Cunningham kicked 2, and then a string of singles to Antonatus, Noonan, Ben Langridge, Taylor and Jack Grieger. So end of the road for the Blacks.
Yep. Another 7-goal half-time lead to Prince Alfred. They sort of make a bit of a habit of that, and certainly talented. Now, the next one we'll go to is Tea Tree Gully and Port Districts. Port Districts needed to win to get a home final, or basically they needed to win to guarantee their own finals. They could have missed the finals with a loss, and they had a loss, but it didn't quite all go wrong for them.
They needed also for
Goodwood to win, which they didn't. We haven't done that game yet though. Yeah. Port Districts 11-17-83, crap kicking. Tea Tree Gully 18-14-1-22, just the one extra scoring shot for the 39-point win.
Yeah, blew out a bit in the end. We were getting scores all day.
For the Gullies, Personos kicked 6, and the next 2 are really important to me. Spittle and Stent with 2 each. Now, they haven't seen enough of that lately. You get 4 out of those 2, suggests they're on a little bit, and takes the pressure off others.
Spittle was up and about early in the season. He was kicking 4s and 5s, and he was really
penetrating with his kicks. His kicks were up and under a lot the last time I saw him, but anyway.
Yeah, he just hasn't had the same back end of the season.
Yeah, those long levers. So we don't want to be too critical of him, though, we?
Oh, no. We're not being critical. We just hasn't had the same back end of the season, that'd be fair.
Melville also kicked 2. Singles to Thompson, shower makers of the Dillon variety, Cammy Tiggerman, Blake Penny, Burkin and West. Better players for Tea Tree Gully. Well, best player was Big Blake's Tickets Penny. Young Nick Thompson probably had his best game of the year. Chatty shower makers, Chrissy 4 across half forward, and Johnny Birkin.
Good to see Chrissy Fora make the best players. He got dropped a few weeks ago, come back into the side, so he's obviously back in form, so well done to Chrissy Fora. And Johnny Birkin come back into the side too, he had a week off, so he's a very, very handy centreman, and shower makers, young fella, young Thompson, so well done.
Port Districts, please.
Mitch Gaffney was their best, Jossie Rosenthal was second best, Nick Hales was third, McNamara third, and Troy Slavikas was fifth. Goals, James Batty kicked 4, Williams kicked 3, Jack Foster 2, Trent Heffernan and Perry both were singles, and so a good win to the Gullies to finish the season, and 39-point victory.
Yes, and once again, thanks to all our great sponsors. I think I might have mentioned them, and of course we are live from the Portman Hotel where the off-camera antics are indescribable. And we'll move on to our next game. Because we talked about it briefly, Goodwood Saints needed a win, they needed Port Districts to lose. Port Districts didn't have the win, but Goodwood Saints were no match for Ross Trevor in the end. It was Goodwood Saints 6-6-42, Ross Trevor, an accurate Ross Trevor admittedly, 11-3-69. Ross Trevor now earned the week off, they finished and they've done enough. They led all day, Ross Trevor, and in the end it was Heathy Kamain with 4, Mike Cobe with 2, Handsome Tom Hurley kicked a single along with Jordan Allen, Homch and Dinham. Craigie Holm back to some form. He had a really good start to the season. Been a bit quiet as of late, best player-wise, but back in there with Will O'Malley, so obviously on top in the midfield. Sutcliffe, Jordan Holland and Jonas for Goodwood.
Big Carter in the ruck. He was a handful. We saw them this year. His tap work was really good around the ground.
Left-handed backhander.
The one out the back to 6 o'clock. Had Jordan Pinto, Jacob Hughes, Travis Tuck and Anthony Dempsey on the wing. Goal kickers, Jacob Hughes with 2, Anthony Dempsey with 2. Reardon and Thomas Barry with singles. So disappointing end of the season for Goodwood, and it isn't too often they don't make the finals in years gone by.
And obviously, last game, he's gone now. I'd just like to have a chance to do it on air officially. I'd like to say wish all the best to Trent Mills, who obviously 7-time premiership. Maybe that record will be, maybe it won't, but 7-time premiership, maybe 6. He won 6. Trevor Hill won 1. Either way, bloody good coach. Cornerstone of Goodwood Saints. He's taken that club a long way, and I wish him all the best in his future endeavours. And he was always very nice to me through the various media outlets.
Whatever we wanted, he always come on board.
So,
and I'm sure that Trent will be coaching next year somewhere around the league or on a league list. So he will be somebody. He's too talented not to be.
Matt Patch will carry that conversation on off air. I might have some mail on that, but I don't think it's
okay.
I don't think it's appropriate to share it because it's not. You don't know.
Rumour.
Okay, so the only other game was the final game that dictated what would happen. Payneham could have missed the finals quite easily had they not have won, but thank God they did host. And it was at Modbury. Round 18.
You get Modbury.
Round 18 at Modbury, tough indeed. It was Payneham 9-11-65, Modbury 7-8-50. A really, really scrappy but important win. And with Port District losing, Payneham have gone ahead of Port District and now get a home final. That will be called live.
Live this week.
Live this week. We're going live on mixler.com.au. Download the app where you can listen live. Of course, if you're within 500 metres of the ground, 88.4, do yourself a favour. Dulcet tones of Tommy Jawar, Luke Hosey, Wayne Knowles and Darcy Evans, the awesome foursome. And of course I'm playing in the pre-game as my beloved.
So you'll be coming up about quarter time, I reckon?
After a couple of froths in the share. And standing around with all the boys that shower in their jocks. I'll get the wristwatch out, but anyway, that's a story for another time. So look, a really, really exciting day for Payneham.
That was a dangerous
5 in a row they've won Payneham. They had to win 5 in a row, they've done it.
Dangerous game, wasn't it? Because Modbury really had nothing to play for. They were safe. They're 2% in front of St. Peter's. Even if St. Peter's won, they were never going to make up 2%. They had everything to, just go out there free and easy and at home. That was the danger game.
So for Payneham, it was Liam Davis at centre half forward kicking 3, Storado Agorastis kicking 2, his brother Athanasi Agorastis kicked 1. Allegio with a single. Paul Lowe, good to see Paul Lowe kick one because he struggled a bit with his first run back, didn't he?
They kicked 2 the week before that, one last week, I think it was.
Okay, yeah. And Nico Jolly, name synonymous with goal kicked one. Athanasi Agorostis was best. Harry Pryor, back-to-back fantastic games. He was second best. Pinchy, Josh Donahue, Johnny Giannini, the captain, and Michael Allegio also in the best players.
Good player, Allegio, through that midfield there.
Fantastic player. Good bloke too. For Modbury, please, host.
Yeah, for Modbury, a little bit of a disappointing season. I thought they might have been the side that really pushed for 5. In the end, they finished 8th.
Well, we watched them in round 1, and halfway through the third, they were up by a couple of goals, and they're going to knock off Teacher Gully here. But
I don't think they had the fitness base. From what I saw, the way they got run over, they didn't appear to have a great fitness base, some of their players. And, ifs and whatever, but they didn't probably have the season that I probably thought they would.
Yep.
Better players, Phillips, Burns, Davey, McNaughton and Hoffmeyer. Goal kickers, Verity, Gibson and Burns with 2 and Buckerfield with 1. And they got a lot of work to do over summer. Modbury to get fit, I would have thought. That would be the first step, and run out games.
They'll be back next year though. On to this week's finals, and the qualifying final at Audi Arena, Thebbett Oval, otherwise known as. It's Prince Alfred taking on Tea Tree Gully. Now, Tea Tree Gully is our home away from home, mate, and we do love it, and we hope to be back there every home game next year as well. But Prince Alfred, for me, are the form team of the competition, and I don't care who they played this week, they will win. Their midfield is too good. Castry, Jolly, Perryman, there's 3 stars, and then you've got great... you could just list off 10 guys that can rotate through there, and at the moment, Gullies, from what we've seen, and we see them a lot, they'll need everyone to fire. They'll need, and they did beat them earlier this year, didn't they? But in the return leg, it was PAC just far too strong. So I just can't see Gullies finding a way. Melville, congratulations, Trenny Melville. He'll win the goal kicking because it ends at the minor round. Look, I just can't see the Gullies doing it. I watched Tea Tree Gully. We called the game live a couple of weeks ago. Yeah. Alex McKay didn't play, admittedly, but
I saw Prince Alfred actually play Prince Alfred that day.
You saw Prince Alfred play Prince Alfred?
Sorry, Prince Alfred played Tea Tree Gully. And whoever plays Prince Alfred, the way they switch across their back half and they shred straight through it, they find a man with these
45s.
They hit up targets. It's just unbelievable.
Yeah.
Now here's just a tip. I could not believe that day. Everyone has to pick up a man, and that's the only way you're going to stop them. Just chipping the thing around and just working the ball forward, because Gullies that day, they didn't pick up a man, and whoever beats Prince Alfred, you're going to have to pick them up. You have to go 18 on 18. Grabbing a man all over the field. Don't let them slice you apart with that chip kick, because they will tear you apart with their kick, because it's elite kicking skills.
Yeah.
You're going to have to play either on them or that fake zone where you play 5 metres off them, because you're going to get ripped to shreds. Otherwise, their kicking is just elite.
Yeah, Jake Pitt's a beautiful target for him up forward.
They've got Siebel's up there, they've got Pitt up there, Will Dowwood as a rest up there, they've got multiple avenues to go.
Prince Alfred by, I'd say, 5 goals at half time and 6 goals by the end of the game.
Yeah, I'm tipping Prince Alfred there, along with Ross Trevor, the best 2 sides I've seen this year.
Yep.
I think Gully's a third best side I've seen this year. Let's be honest.
Yep, fair enough. On to our next one, and as we said, we're calling it live from Payneham Oval. You can listen to us on the Mixlr app, download it, MIXLR, and search Adelaide Footy League. Adelaide Footy, yep. It's PNU versus Port District. Now, obviously, I've got plenty of mail on this. So, PNU, Port District met twice this year, early on in the year at Payneham. Port District won by about 4 goals from memory. The recent return game when Payneham went on their stretch of winning 5 games in a row, I think it might have been round 16 at Port District. Payneham won reasonably comfortably, 4 or 5 goals. It was that 9-goal first quarter where they just blew them away. And that was the danger game that really, really suggested Payneham might play finals. So, of the last 5 games of the season, Port District have won only... I think it's the last 6 games of the season. Payneham are undefeated. Port District have won 1 game in that time.
Oh, they have got a few injuries down at Districts at the moment. They have some injuries at the moment, so that would concern me.
Yep. Look, it's hard. I don't like to tip Payneham in big games because I feel good if they lose, but I'm here to give my opinion.
Well, you have a look. You've got Nick Hales back there and Rosenthal. Now they'll probably get
Rosenthal will go to Jolly.
They'll get Jolly, and Nick Hales will probably get Liam Davis. Then you've got to find someone for Agorastus. Now, who do you get with the pace with him to go out the back for that, to the run back to the goal square? Obviously, Clayton's going to get someone. Jeremy Clayton will find someone. Mitch Gaffney.
If Brimacombe gets up as well, it's another very dangerous lead-up tool.
Yeah, Mitch Gaffney's got a good run and he's got a good endurance. He might get a tagging role. I see he was best last week. Trent Hefferman, he's a great footballer in the midfield there. Jack Foster across half forward, having a run through the ball, good. James Batty's one that certainly Mac will be watching. Plays out of a forward pocket as that small forward, that crumbing forward. Not that small, but he's a
Elusive type.
He's an elusive type, and he kicks goals. Goals, and you have a look at Payneham. They've got. There's no doubting that Davis and Jolly are the go-to men, the big men up there.
They're in trouble. They get him out of jail a fair bit. Lowe coming back into form.
Strato Agorastus. They've got some goal kickers, haven't they, when they get up and about?
And someone like a Josh Donahue as well can be very creative. He kicked 18 goals for the year. So there's certainly plenty of options.
And the guy I like down at the back half is Dylan Orchilla. He's fantastic.
Absolutely, he can play tall or small. Leggio as well could bob up. We've seen Matty Nye kick 6 goals at Salisbury North last year in a final. So there are options. It's not like the magnets need to be set in a certain way.
Not sure Port Districts have got the scoring power to beat Payneham at Payneham.
Yep. Pretty comfortable. I've loved the move of Pierce Seymour down back. He's been doing a great job down there.
He would be an ideal match-up for Batty, I would have thought.
Yep.
Depends who they play up at full forward. Once again, Anthony Carlisle, he works in the mines, so I don't know if he played last week. He was best the week before. I don't know if Anthony's back.
Well, he was best 2 weeks in a row, so hopefully he's on 2 weeks.
Yeah, I know. I don't know his schedule at the mines. He played at Portland there for a while, so I know a little bit about him. Big key defender. That might free up Halsey to go forward, or who knows. But it's a game with some tactics, and I just think Payneham have got too many options up forward.
Yeah, so they've certainly got their forward options too. Port Districts in the likes of, just looking at the goalkeeping here, Perry.
And they've got injuries, too.
Perry got there, Niskahus, Gaffney. But I think we both agree, Payneham should win this one. They've won their last 6 games in a row. If they can keep that form going, they should win in the reason.
Well, they've been the dominant side over the last 6 weeks. I would have thought they've been really come back to form. As soon as Davis and Jolly and Agorastus and Lowe all started to come back, as soon as those injuries started, they went and they all started to come back. Payneham have been a real handful.
We'll be back next week. Thanks for watching the Div 1 weekly roundup, and best of luck to all teams in finals.
Yeah, and thanks to our 101,000 viewers so far in 2 years and a bit. So, great. Thank you very much.
Don't forget to tune in this week at Payneham for the live call, Payneham Port District's Division 1 Elimination Final.
Just listen in on Mixlr, download the Mixlr phone app, and just search Fadley Footy and you can listen live. See you later.